Alrighty, welcome back to a very paused game here as Gunnar with the suggestions for fixes here. Looks like we have a little bit of a technical hiccup to start off the game, as Boxy is seen actually trying to get these these stacks under tower right now. So let's have a rundown of these lanes. In the mid, it looks like we're going to have the Lina versus the... Razor, sorry? Lina versus Razor.
Yeah, Lina versus Razor, definitely. Razor is one of those heroes that wants to link you and take your damage away, right? But if you're a Lina, you get linked, you stun him, and you hit him straight in his little static face, you know? So overall, it's not a bad matchup for Lina, as well as you can burst down the waves, clear them, go to the jungle. So Razor won't dominate her, shouldn't dominate her. But Lina, in this particular matchup, in this particular game isn't only picked because of her matchup. She's picked more because of the grand scheme of things, as she's able to take down Morph later on in the game with one quick zap. Morphling is dead, your problems are solved, and their biggest problem in this particular match will be the Morphling.
Yeah, this could be a thorn in their side for sure. Everything is going to come down to the big watery boy and how well he does in this matchup. And I put my faith in Mickey, honestly. That's
no,
why.
I can't blame you. I can't blame you. Mickey Morph is definitely popular, and it's a good option to put your chips on. However, we'll see just how good he'll be able to play in this particular match, as he does have that Lina against him. He has the Grimstroke silence as well, the duel. There's quite a lot of damage that NIP can dish out instantly in that burst. However, if this game does go late enough, you are playing as a Morph versus a Gyro, and you have a built-in advantage there. You turn into that Gyro and you just flat cannon his teammates away.
It's so brutal. It's so brutal. We've seen the Morphling and the Earthshaker coming out a lot, but this is another disgusting combination. As the top runes are just left completely untouched, and Boxy just strolls in like, oh, neat.
Sure, why not?
Rune.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the other one? No? All right. A left bounty rune here, so one for Liquid, and I believe two for NIP.
Yeah, two for NIP. NIP took the bottom two bounty runes, but Centaur didn't even try and go snatch the top two. That's something weird that happened there. By the way, I predicted Undying plus Centaur, Undying plus his safe laner versus Centaur. However, it didn't really pan out that way, as Centaur and Legion will be left completely alone on that top lane. And meanwhile, on the bottom, we'll see a 3-on-3 action. Skitter here with Undying and the Grimstroke, and look at Mickey, he's already suffering.
He's taking some heavy hits right now, as NIP want to take advantage of this squishy Morphling in the early stages of the game by trying to tri-line up against him. And they don't really have much to answer this, you know? The AA does a little bit, Tiger pretty bad in tri-line situations on the Earth Spirit, but...
Yeah, Earth Spirit. I'm actually surprised that Taiga went for this rolling boulder build, as recently every time I see Earth Spirit as a position 4, which isn't really often, you start with a kick, as it slows down the target quite significantly, and that's what makes this hero actually work, and that's how it's usually played right now. But Taiga, he can make any style of Earth Spirit work, as that guy has thousands of games on that particular hero.
He is a player indeed, as Gunnar's gotten a little bit low in this middle lane, but should be doing absolutely fine versus Koikver. It's not too hard of a lane for the Lina, though. Tiger's wrapping around here. He's maybe thinking about something. Gonna make eyes with Gunnar. Gunnar sees him. They kind of awkwardly skip around the trees together. Light Strike Array should land from Gunnar if he wants to survive this one, but right now he's panicking, but does manage to land a Light Strike Array. Now maybe can turn this one around. Koikver making his way over, though. It's looking like it might be curtains for Gunnar. Plasma Field comes out. A few more right clicks will be needed, and they find it. Koikver drawing first blood onto Gunnar.
Excuse me, but isn't it on the ganker to gank and on the midder to dodge that gank? Why the hell does Gunnar go straight into the Earth Spirit there and tries to battle him off? Like, even if you win that fight, you're losing so much of your resources and so much of your time that it's just simply not worth it. The only reasoning behind that I can say would be right is the fact that if he's on the lane, he's always afraid of the Earth Spirit, so he just goes and faces his fears, you know, head on. I mean, that's perhaps a good attitude to have in life, but in this middle lane, you probably just want to stay alive and ask for help instead of just going. And remember, guys, if you have problems in life as well as Gunnar had in this game, ask for help. It's important.
Oh, nice wholesome message there from Lizard to tie off that piece of analysis. Now, Universe versus Boxy in the top lane. It's not a lane we've really paid attention to so far. Seems like it should kind of be Sentinel favored. As much as we like to see Legion versus melee heroes, he has that very special little spell called Retaliate. And the hero who likes to double up on right clicks, that really does help out.
Yeah, no one actually likes being hit by 200 plus damage early on, 5 minutes in. So Universe is going to still be farming here, but he won't be winning the lane, let's say, versus Boxy. We'll see just how much Universe will be able to do with this Legion Commander after a good start, because Boxy, he's on Centaur, and if Centaur gets a good lane, a couple of bracers, Vanguard is unkillable. Suddenly he's pressuring and killing your towers on his own, so I think that perhaps Legion Commander will come online a little bit later. So for Liquid, that's really good that Boxy is on a solo lane.
Absolutely. Now, I want to just go back to this bottom lane again quickly, because it looks like they're still trying to force out poor old Mickey, who is 4-2 right now, which is absolutely dreadful on the CS. They really are, and Liquid not really making any movements. I mean, they know they don't really stand a chance of turning this lane around, so they're just saying, sorry Mickey, but we'll try and make it up to you in the mid game. But it's a great start for an IP here in the bottom lane. Yeah,
definitely. This Morphling is not in a good spot. I would not like to be Mickey or in his shoes at the moment, as he's suffering a lot on that safe lane of his. And it's not like Morphling catches up really easily, you know, like he can fight later on in the mid game with his ultimate, obviously, but it's not like he has some flash farming abilities that will allow him to catch up. Gunner.
Ooh, bad miss from Tiger there. No, getting the kill.
That's usually what you're supposed to do.
Nice spot there from Scruff. The ward saw him coming. Gunner throws out the taunt as well.
Definitely a really good ward to scout out those Earth Spirit rotations. Taiga needs to find a different angle to use that role from. Now they're rotating towards top, and they can take down Universe. He is tanky, but he's definitely susceptible to a couple of stuns into short trip to the fountain.
Very efficient. And there is a group up at top here. Boxy has some friends, and their names are Earth Spirit and AA. Will they have enough to take down Universe? Well, Universe isn't showing for the time being, but they're not spotted. But at the same time, Universe seems suspicious, choosing to go to the small camp instead. This comes down.
This rotation from them basically came just in time for that bounty rune to spawn around minute 5. It's a well-rehearsed rotation, it's obvious. And Universe understands this. He understands that he cannot compete with the Centaur on the bounty runes anyway, as he has a stun, and Universe does not. So he leaves the bounty rune, does not go for there, and that's better for him, as he would most certainly have faced that if he tried to.
Oh, Mickey, they're going on him right now. The ink spell on PPD, closing in the gap. He's trying to morph strength, but it's only level 2. They need to finish him off, though. Mickey's surviving, and PPD is actually the one in trouble as Tiger comes in with Boxy. They grab that kill, and they're looking towards the gyro right now. Skidder could be in trouble. Tiger doesn't have any mana left for a roll. He does have a mango, could do it in 3 seconds, but Liquid decide to cut their losses. Mickey lived, and they got a kill. That will do them absolutely fine.
And Mickey also morphing. One of his biggest strengths is that you can morph out of strength. Use that tango, heal up easily, or go to the shrine, heal up everything that you have lost in that small engagement. And obviously you didn't really lose anything besides some hit points, as you've taken that fight quite advantageously with that Boxy rotation. I was surprised that they didn't have enough damage to take him down, though. I actually thought that he was dying there for sure, but yeah.
I feel like he started morphing strength really early, obviously, but you know, even at level 3, nice kick away from Tiger there with the style points, and actually a little stomp up onto him. Roll could be used here onto PPD if they want. Oh, they got blocked in, but he lets him out. Yeah,
they have to be careful here.
God, they gotta run.
20 strength charges on 20 strength stacks actually on the Undying. Like, you can't take this guy down. He's on 50% HP, but 50% means 500 HP. So.
He's stronger than you, Lizard.
Oh man, come on, don't do me like that. We just started casting together. Instantly you bash me, but yeah, he's Undying. I'm pretty certain he would beat me up.
Goddamn strong, dude. It's not an offense. But Skidder having a wonderful time down in this bottom lane, farming up despite getting jumped on. Oh god, oh no, the curse. They're jumping on him pretty hard right now, but the heal's coming in from the Undying with that Soul Rip, but they continue the onslaught. Stampede even being used here, trying to bring down Skidder. Skidder, though, looks like he's going to get away. They can't finish him off. Yes, they can. Never mind, Sonia finds it, but they do get the return kill onto Boxy. Looks like that'll put an end to this engagement at bottom for the time being.
Yeah, they barely take him down. As I was surprised about Morphling surviving, I was also surprised about Gyro barely surviving. That one last stick of Ancient Apparition's Cold Feet did him in, but yeah, Skitter does manage to go back to the fountain the short way, while Boxy does a similar thing as we see the Lina rotation.
Yeah, really, really close stuff. But I mean, the Morphling lives and the Gyro doesn't. Just about sniping him off with Insania there. This Soul Rip, though, it does so much work healing in the early levels.
It's really good.
It's crazy.
You don't have to go more from 2 levels. 2 levels in Soul Rip is pretty good. It depends on how good they are at killing the Tombstone. If they are really bad at killing the Tombstone, you max it out and you keep 2 points in Soul Rip. If they're really good at killing the Tombstone, then you focus on the Soul Rip. You make it as strong as possible. So you go for like 4 levels and then you just heal up the Gyro like you did in that last engagement, almost to the full HP.
Madness.
Yeah, PPD definitely playing a big part in why Gyro survived for such a long time in that bottom lane fight.
These sustain heroes, they really have been the story of this tournament so far. Every hero with a heal or a bit of sustain or a purge or anything like that has just become so popular. And here's an example of one of them. Universe just trying to run down Mickey, force him out of lane where he can, but as always with a melee versus range situation and the Morphlings involved, he is going to feel pretty good about this.
Actually, I see this item, Blade Mill, popping off on heroes more and more often, and it can work, it can be great, but at the same time, you're missing an opportunity to get more utility for your teammates. Something like a pipe, something similar would also be pretty good. But alright, they go for the Blade Mill. I believe because Legion Commander has had a safe lane, he's on top of the network from all of his teammates. He has more than the Gyro, more than the Lina. So because of that, perhaps going for that early Blade Mill will allow him to just jump on some target and use the Blade Mill into duel.
Oh no, Insania, he was hiding in the trees, but gets the tombstone dropped on his head and might need one for himself now as he's put in the grave. That was very rude. PPD destroys his little hiding place.
Yeah, with the tombstone, finds him, scouts him, and allows Skitter to just take down that tier 1. Insania knew what was going to happen though. When you're a position 5 standing behind that tier 1, you kinda hope that you will survive the push, but usually what happens is you die, and if you got some experience before you died, you're fine with that, especially if you're AA. AA needs that level 6 as soon as possible. If it's possible to get it before tomes, that's perfect. Usually it isn't, not in the current meta at least, so we should see them rotating a lot more often after that 6 there.
Kuiper takes a bit of damage, but now with the Stampede coming down, Gunnar suddenly finds himself surrounded by heroes as the Stomp cancel, Stomp will bring down Gunnar. Kuiper did die as well though, so pretty even trade right now with Tiger being the +1 and a little bit of +10 as well. That's going to bring down 2 and put NIP in a slightly better position in that engagement.
Universe gets that juicy first duel victory only 10 minutes into the game. He should be satisfied with this. Also had complete free farm versus that Centaur, so let's see if he can take down
for more, but
just get away from me, sucker.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Well, I gotta say, NIP are impressing me so far. We're kind of reaching the end of the laning phase and they're coming out on top, and this is not the NIP we were seeing yesterday.
Who were they playing against? That's my question.
TNC and I can't remember the team they played first.
TNC is looking
they didn't play first.
Amazing right now. Liquid is struggling a little bit. I think that's the issue. Liquid, they've been much stronger just a month or 2 ago. Even on TI, yeah, they had a couple of mistakes there when it comes to drafts. We won't talk about that A ulti. Are we going to talk about this Grimstroke Beaver just falling? We won't. He just died too fast.
Yeah, it was, you did. You mentioned it. I'll do.
Also, I need to mention that Beaver is playing position 4 Grimstroke, and it's not my favorite hero to be played on position 4 as you already have built-in farming capabilities. Stroke of Fate is great, and also you have 90 gold per minute talent, so not my favorite position 4, but in some games you get Aetherlance, you get Hex, suddenly you're a beast, and in this particular match, getting that disabled, that Hex versus something like Morphling can be really great. Kick him away.
What's with Liquid just kicking around the NIP heroes right now? This is bullying. Like, he's trying to go for the D ward and then just get the hell out of here. Liquid just throwing around the NIP heroes, but All in all, things looking pretty even right now. But the pressure is all Gunnar. He could be in some trouble right now.
ulti as well.
Yeah, with the magnetize. Yeah, Stampede even being used. The Purge comes in from Universe, but it's not enough to keep Gunnar alive. He's going to eat some dirt, and Liquid will claim another kill onto Gunnar in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's just so easy for Taiga and AA to work together. I was talking about how comfortable they feel with these heroes that they have drafted. This is a draft that they would have 6 months ago when they were almost on their peak as Alliance, when they were playing versus Gambit in Epicenter and doing all those marvelous things. But right now, Liquid, they aren't feeling as strong as they did before. I actually saw Insania tweet out yesterday that he's like, guys, we're feeling a little bit worse than before, but we will try to improve and give it our best, you know. And this could be the way.
Boxy, no, he gets stunned up by that homing missile. And, well, they haven't brought him down yet, but they certainly will with a right click from Skidder. Meanwhile, up at top, an Ace Blast comes in onto PPD, but they're not wanting to chase it up. Did actually miss there, caught him on the tail edge, so...
Yeah, you can't hit every single time. They did manage to get a couple of pickoffs with A and Taiga, with A and Earth Spirit, but this time around they don't manage to. It's not the end of the world. Also, why A was such a good pickup for Liquid, I didn't talk about that during the draft, is the fact that they have a Morphling, so it's a block pick too. You prevent NIP from picking an A, and that's already a big thing. PPD.
Yeah, this time might not be getting out okay as Tiger rolls in ahead, and with the static link they can bring him down with relative ease. Trying his luck there a little bit too long. Trying to defend that tier 1 tower, but as you say, you know, getting a bit of XP, does your theory still apply this late into the game?
Look, he's PPD, he can do whatever he wants to. He's a TI winner, you know.
he's always doing the right thing.
Exactly. Sometimes position 5s, they do it because of good reasons. Sometimes they're just bad. I'll let you guys decide what that was there by PPD. If you waste enough of their time, if you create enough space for your teammates to be farming somewhere else, and if you aren't planning on making any different actions, then dying like that is not too bad, not too horrible for you. And look, he's already here. He's ready for this tier 1 push on the mid lane. But they have to be careful. These clutch positions around the ramps are very difficult to be in when you're playing versus an AA and an Earth Spirit. They can just get on top of you. Plus the AA ulti, you're gone.
Yeah, don't forget the Stampede as well. It's always a huge threat just to completely change up the positioning and bring a team which is previously not positioned for a fight into a position where they absolutely can slaughter you. Let's get it with a cute little stack on the small camp here, finding the efficiency.
He's moving towards his Aghanims build, it seems.
Aghanims without drums, do you rate this?
Yeah, even without drums, just raid bands, phase boots, I don't know. It's very greedy. It might work out if they don't punish him. But it's definitely very greedy, and I actually expected a more of a fighting build, but considering he has Lina on his side and Legion, you have someone to create that space for you, so you can go for a bit more of a passive build, like Aghanims, Maelstrom, something like that, and continue farming, go straight into the late game, you know. Your teammates should create enough space for you to actually have that luxury of just joining the game 30-minute mark or something.
Yeah, I mean, even against the Morphling, though, it kind of feels like he is not the be-all and end-all of this game. He's not the win condition. So is Aghanims just a way to kind of say, okay, well, I can out-farm him? Is that going to happen?
That's always a dangerous way to approach the game when you're playing versus a Morphling as a gyro. Like, I can't say that I completely agree with Skitter's item choice, as Morphling eventually just out-farms you and becomes better, right? But
yeah,
this Morphling has been crushed in the laning stage, so perhaps that's his point of view too. We've crushed him so hard, like they're crushing the LC.
Commander, yeah, absolutely being grounded down to nothing. Liquid jump in past the tower, which is what they can do, utilizing Tiger and this AA blast beautifully this game.
Instantly, when they see that that's happening, they can outpush mid a bit easier. Gunnar is there, he's pressuring the Carti, will kill the catapult, and let's see if Insania is enough to defend this tower. Carti will hit it a couple of times. That should bring it into deny range. There we go.
Yep.
A couple of more hits. Actually, they just have to deny it properly. They'll do it. They'll do it.
Yeah.
Taiga is there.
You believed.
He ported for that deny. Or in case someone goes for Ancient Apparition, he can react. So they're covering each other really well. The way they move across the map is Like, it makes it obvious that they've been together for a longer time.
Scepter out. This is a show from Gunnar here. They want to get the kill onto Tiger. Tiger turning it around, though, jumping onto Gunnar, who has been hit with the Ice Blast, but in comes a Purge from Universe, and that should mean that he's okay. Gets himself up onto the high ground and just about survives the Ice Blast.
Yeah, he's good. He survives. Needs to drop below 10%. He was around 150. Needed to go below 124, so he's pretty good.
Easy maths.
Also has that region to work with. Super fine. I believe one of the reasons he survives is also the Legion Commander, Universe rotating in, using Press the Attack. Also a very good spell to have.
No doubt.
Also Morphling, once he starts turning into people that press the attack, can be really good. Also, there we go, Scurf showing PPD, because you can turn into an Undying, create your own Tombstone, and that's always really strong if you're a Morphling.
Yeah, earlier on before you get that big damage off, especially when he's walking around with his Lincoln Spirit, it's really nice just to turn the Undying, you know, drop Tombstone as you say, get a bit of strength, turn back into Morphling, have some fun. But PPD, yeah.
He just wanted to have some fun.
He's just having some fun, exactly.
But Boxy and Insania, they had a different approach to fun in that situation.
Yeah, they wanted to make him their fun.
They send him back, continue farming top lane, and Boxy, what's he got? He has Blink going towards the pipe.
And yeah, his Skid are pretty close. But yeah, pipe nearly finished off. Oh, sorry, that's just a Hood finished off from the Centaur. Don't believe the rest on the courier. I'd be very impressed if it was.
Nah, not just Hood. Just Hood completed. Your classic normal build. They right now, when you look at NIP, it's mostly magic damage, so getting that pipe as soon as possible is really good. Gyrocopter even...
wasn't the best smoke I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Popped immediately.
Also very interesting that they smoke at this time, when 20-minute mark is about to come. Like, saving that smoke for then would be maybe a little bit better, as they can't run away. If they run away, they succeed the bounty runes. And PPD once again at the same spot against the same two heroes.
Yeah,
and Insania with the same chat wheel.
Okay, it's TI winner, you know, as you say, do what he wants.
The King of Salt.
The area, yeah. But the scales of balance certainly starting to tip in Liquid's favor, which is even more so when you consider they've got the Morphling on their team. I am starting to grow slightly concerned about NIP's inactivity. 20 minutes, I want to see something coming from them, and I want to see something convincing. However, this could actually be bad for Skitter here. If Koik gets a +1 down here, he's actually getting +3. They're making their way over.
He needs to run. He needs to hide into the woods. Beaver is there. He will scout out Razor. Instantly, Skitter moves to the side, but Razor also has Yule, so he can't TP.
They're ignoring him. They're going straight over to the Gyrocopter. Beaver taken down, and the Gyrocopter is going to get dropped as well. Nothing he can do about this.
Universe.
2 kills come through. They still want to fight this one. NIP aren't done. PPD drops a Tombstone on the background. They're going to turn over to Koikfa. Koikfa will go down to the duel from Universe here. PPD trying to chase Insania. Insania is on the run, but he's got not much to... PPD doesn't have much either, so we're just waiting for the cause to get over and join this engagement, and Gunnar will finish him off with that Dragon Slave, resulting in 2 deaths on the side of Liquid.
Two for two, but at the same time, if you look at someone here, this Morphling, this Mickey Morph, he's just chilling, didn't do absolutely anything in that whole fight. It was pretty much 4 versus 5. So on one side you do lose your carry, on the other side you lost your carry a long time ago to the jungle, as he's just farming, out pushing. But for the best, I believe, for Liquid, as he will be able to join these fights after he has that Lincolns completed. Also an item that isn't really too popular on Morphling at the moment, but in a game such as this one, you're playing versus Legion Commander, you're playing versus Alina, I think it's justified.
Yeah. But Mickey just being given so much space now, he's nearly made it to Mars.
Yeah, look, he's even with the Gyro, and he's been crushed in the laning stage, and it's Gyro. Gyro is usually considered to be the hero that farms really fast, right? That always is one step ahead. But Morphling, just because he's been the one that's AFK farming, and Gyro the one that's always fighting and dying, Morphling managed to catch up or even pull out ahead.
It's good stuff coming out from Mickey, and good stuff from Liquid as well. They're playing correctly. Skitter, though, now putting some pressure onto the tier 2. This feels to be a change of pace from them, and a sorely needed one at that. They're putting pressure down on the tower, utilizing this Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, you see the way they're positioning themselves around the Radiant jungle. that basically means that you can't be approached. If you're gyro and pushing, it's very difficult for them to approach you. However, Gunnar...
Again, he has got the Yules to save himself a little bit. Tiger tries to time it right, but does actually get just past it as the Laguna Blade comes out, but doesn't matter. Gunner's going to get taken down all the same as the duel comes out, but it's just not doing anything. Koikba, he's got all the damage in the world right now as he saps it away from Universe. Universe slowed down and slaughtered. NIP going to need to find an exit strategy from this fight. PPD doesn't have much choice as he is battling it up with Mickey. Mickey will take him down. Skitter on the run as well. Biva trying to back him up, throws in the Inkswell. Gunner has come back here as well. This is a buyback from him. For what? For what reason? Just to help run away? I mean, he's got no TP. Skitter makes it away in the trees.
That was a very...
Oh, he's got...
Yeah, that buyback is not great. Very greedy one. He tried to
travels, right?
he tried to jump back into the fight with the travels. He tried to go here, but you're fighting on the enemy shrine. Those buybacks shouldn't work, and he had no way to join that fight super fast. Even with the travels, the creeps were far away, so he travels in, and by the time he's there, his teammates have already lost the team fight. Universe there with the duel. It was a good duel on Taiga and on Razor. I believe that was a double duel and double Laguna, right? But can we check Razor? What does he have?
Weirdly, I think it was...
Yeah, BKB. He was...
I think the BKB blocked the Laguna.
Exactly.
And it was only... So it turned into a single Laguna Blade. Even though the Grimstroke ulti, which is very confusing, but...
Yeah, Soulbound was there, but double duel did go out. However, it didn't really matter as Legion Commander was the one that fell first.
After the duel had already ended, I think, yeah. So, 22 minutes in, Liquid looking in a dominant position. NIP going to be scratching their heads. Okay, that's going pretty deep there on the Centaur. Maybe looking to turn this one around. Skitter's on top of him. Gunner coming over as well. Liquid considering trying to help him out. Stampede will be used, but for what? Meanwhile, in the go on top of Gunner. They always want Gunner right now. Soulbind's going to come out and try and buy Gunner a little bit of space. Double Laguna Blade coming down with the Morphling. He's morphing the strength. He's going to be okay. PPD alive on the backlines, dropping that tombstone as well. Universe just trying to get some damage off. Koikva is going to be the target. Skitter brings down PPD as Koikva gets himself away. Sorry, as Tiger will drop to Skitter.
That Universe, he jumps in, but he can't do a whole lot because Lina is already caught out. You have pressed the attack, but press the attack. What can it do when Lina is so squishy, right? There's so many different ways to disable her and take her out of the equation. Also, Morphling in this whole fight, he turns into the Undying. He makes his own tombstone, and arguably his tombstone does more than the Undying's.
Yeah.
So Mickey just played that fight very well, and we see why Morphling is also considered to be so strong versus the Gyro too. Well, in that exact team fight, perhaps we didn't see it, but very soon he will stop turning into Undying and will start turning into Skitter's little Gyro, and he will hurt more with the flak cannon. This is really good from Skitter, however. He is going straight for the BKB as he realizes that he has to be involved more often and he has to be the frontliner too. Gyrocopter and Legion, it's just not enough. So perhaps with this BKB they'll be able to fight a little bit more often and a little bit more aggressively. So far they have been the one that have been initiated on.
NIP need to find themselves back in the driving seat. I mean, not a bad engagement from them last time around, but a way to drop this Morphling is sorely required right now. They're doing a good job in breaking his Linkens, but just dropping him before he can get the strength off is proving hard.
They need something to break the Linkens and duel immediately, but Beaver, alright.
I guess they wanted to kill him, and he is certainly dead. I would actually kind of like to see NIP going for a 4-man rotation from this. It's risky, but without that Stampede, it's been a really core spell for helping Liquid out in these situations.
It's definitely core. Do you really try to go for that before the BKB has been completed on Gyro too? Probably not. You wait, right?
Salient point, my friend.
He will wait for that. Just needs, what, 80 gold more? Let's see. They are focusing around these top 2 bounty runes, so that's their... that's pretty much their objective right now, and maybe ward up this tier 1 on the top lane and force yourself onto that objective to just take it out.
Yeah, Liquid though, they're cognizant of their timings. They know how important this Stampede is, and they're just gonna relax a little bit. And NIP are allowing them to. And they're really allowing Liquid to play at their own pace, which I feel is hurting them a lot.
Well, they're trying to push out some objectives. I think the biggest issue that they faced in the early to mid game is Earth Spirit plus Ancient Apparition. These 2 supports just made too many pickoffs. Like Insania and Taiga, they broke NIP's game like in half. Every time let's say you're an IP and you're planning a move. Before you even bring that smoke, Taiga rolls into Ancient Apparition, sends his ulti, you're dead. And then you have to wait for extra 15-20 seconds before you make that move. By the time you make that move, it's too late. And it happened quite a few times. That's what these two supports are definitely good at. And Insania and Taiga, they know these heroes really well, and they're able to rotate across the map and get these pick-offs after the laning stage, which they exactly did in this match. NIP, they have smoked. They are looking to use this fresh BKB that Gyrocopter has just picked up.
This is a big timing for them. They can really take a fight if they can catch them off guard. But Boxy with the Invis rune is going to reveal absolutely everything. Goes in with the 3-man stomp. Ice Blast to cover it up as well. This is looking real bloody bad for NIP right now. 2 heroes dropped. Just like that, the buybacks are coming out, but Gunnar is dead as well. He cannot come back into this engagement. Mickey trying to find something, trying to find anything. PPD might be another little snack for Liquid right now, and they bring him down, making it 3, sent to the grave. Liquid, oh, hi Roshan.
That's 4, right? With Universe buying back as well. So yeah, 4 of them died. Right. Overall, though, Centaur Boxy, man, I told you, look out for this guy. He blinks in, stuns 3 of them. Insania, perfect with his response timing too, as he instantly sends his ulti there. They catch all 3 of them with the ancient ulti. Boxy, okay. I said that you are good. Don't die to Rosh now. Exactly. Mickey, as much as I would love to say that he did a lot in that fight, because he did turn into Gyrocopter and just flat cannon them away, it was mostly Boxy together with the Ancient Apparition. They're the ones that set it all up. And I have to admit something, like when I was making a prediction for this game, Yules did connect. He doesn't have BKB yet, 5 more seconds.
Yeah, this could be trouble. Mickey's coming in. He's got so much damage to lay down, but Tiger's actually, no, doesn't make a difference. Skidder, he's going to drop in the bottom lane, and here getting sloppy.
That's the kill streak taken away from Skitter too. Really, and look, it's just the 2 supports that make it happen.
Yeah,
they coordinate across the map really well.
The golden duo.
Golden duo indeed. What I was saying is, sometimes I make these predictions based on teams' performances. I don't believe in their lineup. I don't believe in their draft as much as I believe in the players, right? And Liquid have been on a slump a little bit right now. NIP looked a bit better in Dream League too, so I went with that. But the draft or Liquid is definitely in their comfort zone and can deal with the gyro. Obviously, you have a Morphling. Doesn't matter that Morphling isn't in the meta. The hero is still very strong versus Gyrocopter, and he's showing it right here. Razor with the Aghanims, obviously Koikva allows them to push much faster. Actually didn't expect Aghanims from him, but
I love it for the anti-armor as well, just running into the middle of the fight with this thing on. And then with the flat cannon as well, you know, just the all-round armor degradation feels very, very tasty.
You don't really see a lot of Razors pick up Aghanims, and I was wondering why that is like that. However, I'm wondering if...
With the Yules, where is it? Where is it? There it is, and bam! There it comes in. The rest of Liquid joining in. And again, the support duo, the golden duo, finding another pick-off.
Universe is dead for 90 seconds, 85 remaining, that is, because he bought back in that last teamfight around Rosh. So it will be very, very easy for Liquid to take map control, take a couple of these tier 2s that are left outside. And Mickey, I believe he's very close to his E-Blade as well, yeah? He has the Ghost and 2000 gold. Ghost is probably in the Courier. Meanwhile, Koikva just pushing everyone away. If there's this, I mean, Koikva is an amazing Razor player. He really loves this a lot. In CIS, Illidan always played a lot of Razor, and he's famous for spamming that hero, and he still plays Aghanims on like every time I see him in pubs, it's Aghanims.
Another dance, another AA blast, another dead support. That is going to be PPD sent to the grave, but coming straight back again. But still 40 seconds until the Legion Commander is going to be back in this game. Mickey taken to the front lines right now. Flat cannon from Skidder, going to do a little bit, but not really much. Mickey spreading the damage across its 2 forms with that Aegis as well. That is just too much soak on the Morphling. He can just absorb it all.
They took down the tier 3. The Shrines are the next obvious target. You don't have to push into the high ground now that Undying has bought back, even though I believe they have the firepower necessary to take a good team fight, but better safe than sorry. You don't have to push it. When you have such a good pick-off oriented lineup, Taiga can find another kill, and then after that your high ground should be super simple to execute.
A team that's taken a couple too many losses recently, just showing that they want to be cautious, showing that they want to secure the win and just play some good calculated Dota.
Man, if there is no team that likes good, calculated, defensive Dota than it is Liquid. X-Alliance, now Liquid. These guys used to have 40k advantage and they would chill inside, like beside your base. They could finish it with their position 5 if he just ran in, you know, onto the high ground. But no, better save the story. Wait for that 8 or 9 Roshan. That's when you get 5 Aghanims.
Ace on everybody, yeah.
Ace on everyone, exactly. Then you
refresh your
go.
orbs, that's it.
No, I'm kidding. They improved insanely when it comes to closing games out. Like, just a year ago, it was almost impossible for them to close against tier 1 teams, but they did figure out the strategies that are necessary to close out games. They did figure out how to properly board around the enemy base when you're in control, how to choke them out and get them, get these crucial pickoffs before you go for the high ground pushes. Sometimes also just forcing it is good.
Yeah.
Let's see, Boxy with the pipe with the Crimson Guard can definitely force this uphill battle.
Look at this guy, just popping them both, buffing up those creeps, buffing up those heroes, coming up onto the high ground, but NRP, they are positioned to defend this one, so we'll be able to push them back in. Liquid.
That was such a debate. That was such a debate. Like, I was just saying, like, how they could force it, you know, and he pops BKB, Crimson, let's go, boys.
Pipe.
One homing missile and one ulti from Gyro, and he's like, no, let's go back.
Yeah.
Hey, let's farm. Never mind.
Yeah,
let's wait the Aegis to run out.
Yeah, we don't want that stupid thing. That'll be way too... Yeah, you go. Smoke after Aegis runs out.
Smoke after it. BKB is there on Razor. I believe Mickey should have his E-Blade as well to work with, so you can definitely just zap one target out of the fight instantly as it starts, and then you can fight on. Skitter is in a good position though.
Boxy up onto the high ground, trying to go for the blind engagement, but instead gets himself dueled up. Can they do the damage though? They're going to bring him down. Boxy will die to start off this fight, but goes undying, and he's going to get dropped pretty quickly as well. Didn't actually manage to get the tombstone off either there. So Double Laguna comes out, and that's going to put an end to Tiger. Lina thrown up into the air, but Gunnar gets run down quickly as well. Mickey is just too damn strong. They can't take the fights, even with the Centaur dead. They commit too much into killing the big boy, and they just get picked off afterwards as well. But relatively even trade, perhaps even an advantage for NIP. I mean, they did get a lot more gold from it.
They did, yeah, but at the same time, will they be able to go outside of their base after it? Universe is out pushing bottom, which is a good thing for him. He will force some rotations here as he'll start pressuring this tier 2. That's a pretty good move. This prevents them from even thinking about going uphill and to high ground. But let me just counterpoint that. Even though for NIP that was, when it comes to gold, a good fight, they're still 14k behind, and they had perfect positioning there. If you think about Liquid, they just moved uphill, they moved to high ground, and they still didn't necessarily lose that fight because they lost offlane and the support for the support in the mid, right? So taking down that Lina is probably better for Liquid. Centaur, he's already, like, you can say that he's maxed out for the moment. Like Pipe and a Crimson, you don't really need a whole lot, yeah.
It really has been a game of butts, hasn't it? Not nice butts, but actually pretty bad butts for NIP. Every time they get something, there's always a but, you know. But Liquid, they're in a better position. But Morphlings had space. But, you know, there was always an extra thing which just seems to be working slightly in Liquid's favor. The
biggest but of this game is Mickey and his Morphling. He is the biggest but because eventually this gyrocopter just starts working against you. He turns into you, he takes that flak cannon, and he just wipes the floor with your teammates. So
yeah, you've picked gyrocopter, but there is Mickey on the enemy team on the morph.
You'll see, NIP, they still have to find a way. I mean, it's PPD after all, a TI winning captain. He needs to find a way to deal with this Morphling. Is it easy? I definitely don't think it is, but perhaps you can somehow mess with his Lincolns and then duel him, kill him in that duel. You do that once or twice and suddenly you can take down some objectives. Much easier said than done though.
Absolutely. So, Roshan will be the next big objective. Coming on to cooldown very shortly, we'll be able to know when it respawns. Man, I am nervous for NIP, but at the same time, a little bit excited. I feel like there's still some fight left in this team. I still feel like there's a way they can fight these engagements. However, it's going to take something real special.
Yeah, Morphling is almost level 25, 1/4 away. That level 25 talent is pretty
And
cool.
then they go jumping
Universe.
onto Boxy straight away with the duel. This time they should be able to bring him down much quicker than before. The BKBs, all three of them popped on the side of NIP, and they see this on Liquid, and they're just going to try and back themselves away. But there is a Yules out on Tiger. Tiger, though, able to roll himself away. There's no interrupt for this one.
However, Insania.
Yeah, this could be a nice pick off around the back. Ho does manage to dump all of his spells off onto Skidder. Skidder trying to finish the job. A little bit of a heal comes out. Oh, stun out as well onto the Earthspirit. Earthspirit, the good blade comes out. Sorry, the Light Striker Ray comes out. Stops him escaping. PPD will get himself to safety.
Yeah, Mickey at the same time tried to clean up PPD, but didn't manage to do so. Overall, a great fight by NIP, and Insania did buy back in the end. Mickey, however, the Lincolns is broken. This would be an amazing kill for them.
They need to get him. They need this so badly. The BKB pop. Mickey trying to turn it around. 1v3. Is that really going to work? He tries to blow up the Lina. Now turning into the Gyrocopter form. They got to be careful. The duel comes out and they manage to find it. And they bring him down. Mickey dropped and NIP find themselves a moment of greatness. How much can they get from this, though?
This is definitely the kill that they needed to get. And man, Mickey, what the... I mean... We've been praising you. We've been saying that you're great. You have an amazing hero that you're playing right now. Morphling is awesome. At the same time, if you're fighting 3 cores of NIP, that's probably not the best idea.
Well,
maybe just wait for your teammates, right? Maybe wait for your Ancient Apparition to be there, Centaur with the utility. However, a really good team fight by NIP. I think one of the biggest issues is Boxy being killed off first. Universe just realizing that he can take down Centaur, and if you take down Centaur, they have no utility left, and the rest of them, they need to flee.
Skidder needs to make a decision right now, and his decision is to go. He's going to try and bring down Tiger all by himself. I say all by himself. In comes the Legion Commander, and it's going to be a quick drop. Tiger, he is dead. NIP find another one. Yeah, Liquid are showing cracks.
Yeah, look at Universe, plus 168 damage. Not too shabby at all for this Legion Commander. And Liquid, I mean, your Morphling is very strong, but if you continue feeding Universe, that's that infinite scaling right there kicking in.
Scaling. Always going to be a factor.
So they have to be careful, definitely. Morphling is up in 15 seconds, and he should be there for this Rosh fight. Aegis is about to be reclaimed by Roshan. There we go.
10 seconds until the Morphling, 35 seconds until the
that AoE press the attack feels so good. Level 25.
Get him down, boys. Get him down. They're going to get through this Roshan very quickly. Liquid, they are grouping up for a smoke, but there is no way they're going to be there in time.
Yeah.
Roshan will fall, and the Aegis claimed by Skidder, the cheese as well. I think that was grabbed by the Lina, I believe.
And I have to ask now, maybe that first Aegis was their go time. With that first Aegis, maybe they could have taken a more comfortable of a fight. Instead, they waited. They waited for Aegis to disappear, to smoke up, that E-Blade to be there on the Morphling, and they paid the price for that. NIP, we're ready.
And whilst it may have seemed at the time when they didn't go high ground, it's the safer play, you know, it's you know, the careful play, but you're also opening the door to NIP. You know, every minute you're losing is another minute of potential brilliance from the enemy team to come back into it.
AoE press the attack, they're coming. Skitter is...
the ink swells out as well, but with a TP onto the Lina, they're being very cautious on Liquid. But in they go. Koikfer is not. He's down to the low ground. The duel comes out, but Boxy in with the stun, but the good blade comes through. Can they finish him off in time? They don't get the duel damage. The Yule's out onto the Razor as well. Skidder in the middle just trying to get us as much damage as possible. Koikfer will be dropped. It's a double Yules, a dance of death. Skidder's on top of them though, doing the damage. Gunner trying to get himself out the back lines of this fight, but Gyro's overextended. He's taking some damage, but he doesn't really care. Along with the Satanic, he's getting his health back, no problems at all. Doesn't care if he dies. Got an Aegis anyway. Boxy will be falling here. They've got the stun. They've got the kill. 3 heroes dead. Once again, Liquid. They showed cracks earlier, and now they are starting to shatter as NIP take another fight here.
Amazing fight from NIP, which will allow them to go straight into this tier 2. And look at the sustain. Look at the attack. Look at everything that you get from press the attack. I love this AoE spell. It's so broken. It's filthy. I love it. Oh,
Mickey, trying to pump the brakes a little bit here.
Skitter.
Slow down the NIP train.
Skitter is gonna back out. He's gonna use that Satanic to heal up a little bit. You know, not necessary to throw that Aegis that easily. At the same time, if you are Liquid, basically what you have to do is you have to initiate first. That's where they're suffering. In these last 3 teamfights that they've lost, it's always Universe making the first move. And I was talking I was talking about TI winners on the side of NIP, and I only mentioned PPD. They have another certain person in their roster, and he's making all the plays. 168 damage still, didn't get many more since the last time we checked.
Yeah, but it essentially secures a kill on Koikfer, which is more than good enough. Gyro on Gyro, finding it up. A little bit worrisome here from Liquid. But they're holding this high ground, NIP being sensible about going up to face them. I think it's different that NIP backed away from that high ground push there. We were kind of criticizing Liquid of doing the same thing at all, but
yeah. What did you say?
Well, no, Jewel comes out though onto the back, and that's going to grab Tiger. Liquid coming into this one with a Stampede. They actually want to fight this one, and look at the Morphling go. The split shot's going to work. Skidder needs to be careful here. He's losing his health. He has got an Aegis. Koikfer, they're just going round the back, but Mickey dies. They grab him with the Laguna Blade. He didn't see it coming from the blue. Gunner finds it, does pay with his life, but Skidder's going to run down Insania, and now getting the creeps pushed in. They don't care about the couple of Liquid heroes left alive. They want this buyback from the Morphling. But can they get it with 3 heroes? Not really too sure. I think they just pump the brakes a little bit here. Even with this Aegis and double damage, yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, has no spells pretty much. He TPs back to region up. They could perhaps go and force it, but they would put themselves in a bad position in which if they buy back, you lose the fight anyway. So probably much better to just wait for your teammates. And man, Morphling just disappeared. He got deleted by Laguna Blade. I don't know if he checked. Yeah,
that Aghanim Scepter coming in huge.
Look, 1,000 damage of pure damage by Laguna Blade. Just Gunner, even though he does fall, he's like, Morphling, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, that's going to season your sauce.
I love the A on this pickup from him as well on the Lina. Will prevent Morphling from just blowing her up in one combo. So overall, some good pickups coming here. AC the next for Legion Commander. Probably that Bracer to replace. I always feel bad to replace this Bracer in the end, man.
Very sensible. You go attach them, don't you?
I get attached because if I need to replace the Bracer, that means that I'm 6-slotted, right? That means that that Bracer was lucky for me. It's my lucky Bracer. I don't want to remove it. Feels bad.
I feel that sometimes I feel the same way about Quelling Blades as well, you know, when they've just been there the entire game. You've always managed to have that slot, and then you have to say goodbye, and it's like...
Iron Branch, lucky Iron Branch. That's always been the thing.
Sleep well, sweet prince. All right, let's review. We are 43 minutes into this game. NIP versus Liquid. Liquid, they were doing fantastically until NIP turned up the heat. And you know what happens to water when you heat it up? It just disappears. Oh. Just goddamn disappears. And
doesn't disappear. Doesn't it like turn into vapor? Yeah, and then it comes back with rain to the sea.
Can they bring the rain, Liquid? The storm could be heading NIP's way, but I don't know, what way is these next fights going to go? We still have to take into account that this Morphling is growing and growing. He's going to have the Skadi soon.
He will have the Skadi, but it won't help him as long as he doesn't initiate first. So you have to be the one that makes action if you are Liquid. That's the problem. But look, every time we look at the map, it's NIP making some sort of a move. It's them moving first, them moving in. The thing that Liquid really don't have this game, that's counter initiation. And if you look at the current patch, the current meta, it's all about that. Like on the side of NIP, if you jump on one of them, there's always universe to press the attack, the dispels off, and perhaps then you can pop the BKB Yules or whatever, right?
The Korea, that is a Skadi gone. Skidder, they were ready for it. They knew. They just read them like a book.
Yeah, that's greedy as well. You can see that Insania, he's drawing this line towards the Dire secret shop, and that's usually what you do. If you're stuck in your base, usually what you want to do is buy that big extra item from the enemy secret shop. You could even go there, you could move there. A little bit greedy to use the courier, but it happens.
Yeah, you take the risk, you take the gamble, and only when it doesn't pay off, you realize that the odds were perhaps not that good.
Yeah, especially when you have lost the control of the top shrine, right? That means that they have a ward on a cliff, and your courier will most likely be scouted out unless you send it all the way around the woods. So, very, very unfortunate. If you're a Morphling, you're a sad little boy right now.
Sad little puddle indeed. Well, both teams congealing around opposite side of the maps. They're both wanting to hold high grounds, defend something. They will be forcing back Liquid as the illusions push in top. Just scouting.
That's pretty much it. No, Roche can't be up, so he wasn't even using that.
So the next fight is purely based upon engagement in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the 10 IP are a little bit ahead, 5k ahead that is, but
it's not 45 minutes.
Exactly, it's not a huge deal. It's all about who initiates first, especially if you're an IP. If you're initiating with Soulbind into double duel or even one single duel, you take down one big target out and suddenly the team fight is super easy. What does Centaur have got? We haven't checked him way too often. Centaur Crimson, alright, he's also going for Aeon Disc. And you can see that Liquid, they definitely understand the state of this game. That's why they're buying these Aeon Discs. They will not come very soon though, that's also an issue. Razor, I believe he has Satanic finished by now. If he invested, yeah, he has Satanic and SNY. That's a lot of status resistance for him. So even though he can't afford himself to have that Aeon Disc in his inventory, he has these items that will get rid of those pesky disables as soon as possible. A lot of stats resistance right there.
Yeah, and these are the things which start to really become important in the late game. You know, status resistance being probably the #1 thing you can stack up in, because the fights start to go on longer. You know, everyone's got more health, the supports have more items, they're going to be able to escape demise a little bit easier, so then these BKBs start to mean less and you need more. You need different ways to keep yourself up. I love Satanic and Sanjin Yash. It's a really good combo in the late game, but whether it's going to be enough remains to be seen.
Yeah, Grimstroke as well. Beaver, he has that level 10 talent really kicking in right now. Gives him a lot of gold, which gets him closer to the Hex. He almost has 2 components, 2.5k gold plus the ultimate orb. He will have that Hex very soon, and then suddenly you're operating with the double Hex with the Soulbind, which is also very difficult to deal with. Remember that he has Ether Lance and a lot of range there to cast from, so yeah.
Yeah, that's going to make a huge difference, but Liquid actually going for something right now. They want to try and get a pick off and maybe look at Roshan, or at least control some of the map before the Roche spawns.
They don't have Gunner there. He can use Travels to port to someone, but...
So you have the level 2 though?
Does he? He does.
He does,
right.
Yeah.
So they're keeping this high ground around the Radiant Shrine, and Gunner can join them.
Liquid, they're like, how do we get up here? How do we penetrate this high ground? There isn't really much chance.
They know that they're there as well. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They use the scan, so they know exactly where NIP is, but NIP is like, come and get us. We don't care that you have a shrine here. We'll fight you. And it just shows how important high ground is, right? Even though your shrine is there, you can't just move up. They're gonna send these illusions to perhaps scout something out.
Yeah, and immediately just clearing it out. Oh, Korea nearly died actually in the Roche pit.
Oh, I was...
Don't burn that way. Not a good idea. They go for the duel.
Ooh.
They got the Morphling. He does actually have the Strength Morph coming through, so should be okay, but he's taking a ton. Never mind. He is getting dunsted. Hey, gearing him down. The Morphling is dead. He buys back immediately to come back into this engagement. Meanwhile, Tiger trying to fight up with PPD. Koikfer as well, able to run down Universe. Universe is out for the count, not buying back, and down goes PPD. Now Liquid trying to turn up the heat, turn
Gyro's
around
gone.
and blow up Skidder. Liquid will hold with their Shrine, utilizing it perfectly. A TP out from Insania. Oh, Gunner, no. He has got the Aeon Disc, though, and that is going to allow him to get back up to the high ground. A full reset, but a huge victory here for Liquid. But then again, the buyback on the Morphling, it's really, really a tough one to call. I mean,
it's obvious. 3 buybacks on one side, 1 buyback on the other. I think if you're Liquid, you're satisfied with how that went, even though your Morphling died first, right? So overall, your Koikwa, your Ancient Apparition, and Earth Spirit, and here they go.
They're coming on to Koikfer. Koikfer just trying to get some creeps right now, but they're jumping him immediately with the duel. They bring him down. No problems at all. Koikfer, he is out for the count, but again, buy back into this one. Nobody wants to let this Roshan fall. It's got a Refresher Shard in it as well. Yeah. An extra little bit of goodie, but it's all about that sweet, sweet Aegis.
Koikfer right there just wanted to make the game a little bit more exciting, a little bit more even. Right? You use 3 buybacks, I'm gonna use my buyback as well. There you go.
Let's even the score. We can do this.
I don't know how he remains on that mid lane and continues hitting creeps when they just use 3 of their buybacks. I mean, someone has to. Don't get me wrong. That
for sure.
Mid lane has to be outpushed because Roche is about to spawn, and the creep wave gives you so much vision. Double damage.
They're going to put the bottle on gyro and
He's
take
afraid.
this.
He's afraid to go in. There, he gets
A
it.
little bit.
Yeah, I mean...
Going into the crocodile pit there. Not sure what's going to jump out at you.
Exactly. Usually, a team set up traps around that rune, right? And that's why he was reluctant to just go straight into the double damage rune and take it. So many times you can just bait out a carry. Just wait around, set up a trap, wait around that rune, and someone will come. Someone will eventually show up. It's the perfect bait.
But Gunnar happy to show in the lane. I mean, he's the one with buyback. Eondis might be on cooldown, but...
There's double damage on gyro behind you. If they go on you, you're gonna wipe them.
The fight. There's no way they saw that double damage, is there? Or
no. They didn't see it. They definitely didn't see it. If they saw it, they would have defended it. They would fight around it.
I would really like to see a bottle actually on the gyro. I thought that's what they did, but it seems not.
They were a little bit too eager to take it or back off, you know, and in that particular situation, you don't have time to get yourself a bottle.
Oh, the double smoke, the dance of death as they circle round each other.
This stomp is going to last forever from the Centaur. So many level 25 talents coming out in this particular match already.
Yeah, this one is a scary one, though. The initiation from Boxy has a couple of times been completely brilliant. And Liquid, they actually going for this Roche right now. PPD. His poke actually ran out, so he doesn't really know just yet, but does manage to avoid the stomp as in comes a tombstone. They get the duel out onto Koikva, but it's actually the Legion commander who's going down, but does manage to get himself out before that happens, but still gets picked off. Universe is dead, as is Tiger. No buyback on Universe. Tiger's going to buy back into this one. NIP need to be careful. They're on the run, but it's Day of the Dead over here as the zombies are chasing, but Tiger finds the initiation, but once more, he doesn't want silly PPD. He wants to find the big boys, but the big boys come and meet him. The BKB built from Tiger, buying him a little bit of space. Gonna just throwing out spells, but the magnetizers onto all of them. PPD just giving them the jukes. Giving them the jukes here, PPD, but I think the Soul Rip might have given things all. Oh!
He's just wasting so much of their time, though.
Oh my god. Even he dies here, but that was a long time. But still, no buyback on PPD.
No buyback
Two
on
heroes
PPD.
out. Roshan must certainly go to Liquid here, right?
Definitely. No buyback on PPD, no buyback on Legion Commander. They instantly go into the pit. 4 minutes that Legion has to wait before she gets that buyback. So that's going to be your Aegis, that's going to be your Cheese, probably Aegis on Mickey, Cheese for Koikva, or maybe even Refresher for Koikva, because remember, he has Aghanim's. Aghanim's plus that Refresher, your base is going down in a matter of seconds. Plus, he has BKB and Satanic that he can refresh. Exactly. Gunnar, he's doing a good thing here, though. As long as he doesn't get caught, this should be really good, as he's forcing some rotation towards bottom. Never mind, he just outpushes and TPs back. He understands that they're coming, so he's gonna have to start spamming his spells as soon as possible. They fortify.
Oh, fortify the creeps. They want these so badly. They want to put this pressure on right now. 40 seconds still until this Legion is back into the game. I mean, they can go for the win, right? Can they? They want to play it safe. Liquid playing it safe once again.
It's a bit harder to kill them around the throne because the fountain is so close they can fall back to it. I think they maybe could have went, but they opt to go for the safer route. Perhaps go for the bottom Raxes too.
Yeah, I like this. They have everything they need. Gunnar, though, they've actually got every lane pushed out right now. The back door might kick in soon, but I think they can get through it. Will the fortify? Fresh rob on Koikva.
They can kill the tower at least, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going for the Raxes as well.
Door? Yeah, it is there. And with Gunnar running forwards, it's pushing them back. Liquid even committing the stampede to get Insania.
Oh, poor old Insania.
Oh god, oh dear.
That's a poor old gem as well that he just dropped, but I don't think they saw it. They didn't, actually, it seems. Oh, they're pinging it out.
They know. That's a Gunnar ping. He's like, yeah, guys, there's another gem over here. Don't you worry. Gunnar Daddy, he's got these sharp eyes. Young, sharp eyes. Old man PPD wouldn't have spotted that one.
Yeah, that's why you need the younger players, because they have they still have good working eyes, set of eyes on them. That's it.
Wow.
What do you think about like physical performance of players? Like, is it gonna deteriorate after, like, let's say 30 years or something? After playing the game for 20 years, do you get like some sore hands or something similar? Carpal tunnels,
dodgy joints, arthritis.
You have to start exercising, man. If you're a gamer,
I mean,
it's good for you. It's good for your mind and for your health.
There are gaming physicians out there, and I mean, if these people didn't, well, I mean, maybe they would exist to take your money, but I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're actually out there to make sure that people are doing the proper things to keep everything functioning nicely, you know, making sure you don't get carpal tunnel, making sure that you keep yourself. But yeah, I mean, it is important to stand up, stretch, make sure your blood is flowing.
Walk around, look into the distance, contemplate your life.
Yeah,
think about getting a girlfriend as well. It's
take
all
a walk in the mountains, live with the monk for a while.
It's all these
day-to-day things which you need to do, yeah. Right. Back into it then, and NIP trying to hold their base together right now. They defend from the initial onslaught from Liquid, but Liquid, they still have this Aegis. It looks like, again, not really looking to cause another engagement right now.
What's with the bounty runes? No one likes them. They only took one so far, though. And it's the 55-minute bounty, 150 gold each. That's quite a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's buybacks.
Right, 2 bounty runes taken on the bottom lane, 1 still left remaining on the top, but 55 minutes in, you don't really care so much about that as long as you don't get picked off. That's all you're thinking about, how you move across the map and how you move together as a team. You have to be able to connect to every single player at every given time. You can't move out so far that they have an opportunity to pounce on top of you. Beaver with this Hex might change the way the next fight gets played, but man, it's a difficult situation to be in. There's the Aghanims that's been infused by the Lina, moving towards his refresher. Gunnar is.
It gets so hard now to take in all these variables, all these items. With Roshan dropping so much as well, there's just many things to juggle in your mind. These teams being pushed to the limit right now. I mean, we know Liquid have been in this situation many times before in their previous iteration, but it's been a long time since we've seen them back here.
We have the Aghanims on Boxy as well. You have that batting, you have the percentage-based reduction tool.
That's really strong in this late game, as we know.
Definitely.
As we very well know.
Will help out versus everyone on the side of NIP. NIP that were like arguably in control of this game. Sadly, a couple of bad team fights for them, and suddenly you see why Morphling is considered to be the anti-carry for Gyrocopter. Look at that swing.
It swings hard. And Mickey up onto the high ground, getting the rockets there, I think he was going for. But he just wants the base. He just wants the base.
Oh,
and then goes straight in. Oh my god, jumping the Legion straight away. The double Laguna Blade coming out with the double Abyssal as well. Liquid, they're trying to turn it into reverse gear right now, but they're going to leave Boxy behind. Boxy will die. Oh my goodness gracious. How much can you double up?
What was that? Quadruple Laguna Blade, right?
Quadruple Laguna Blade, double Abyssal. Jesus Christ.
How much did Morphling deal? How much did Morphling deal? 2.5. All right, 2.5, 3.5. 1,000 damage more from Gunnar. However, he did use that refresher orb of his, though, so that will be on a longer cooldown now. But it's Liquid. I think they were a little bit lucky there as well, as they moved back just before Aegis has been reclaimed by... And look, if Morphling stays there a bit longer, and if the Aegis gets reclaimed during the teamfight, they would definitely go for him. They would try to take him down.
Captain Scriff, what are our buybacks looking like?
What's he doing? He's buying an Aghanims on Morphling.
We're looking.
What hero does he turn into on his team that's actually that's actually good?
Raid? No, you can't get ulti on the Raider. You're saying his stomp Scrib? That's not a bad Scriff. That's not a bad idea.
I guess you can infuse it, right? And that's about it. But and you get the range too. You get the range. The range is amazing. That's pretty good. I guess that's why you're taking it. The range just becomes insane. You get like what, plus how much, 900 or something? It's just stupid strong on that Aghanims.
Okay, well, that is going to be the call from him rather than a Moonshard or anything like that. I mean, it's not a great item on him either, Moonshard, so I think the Aghanims is probably the one I'd take over the two. Plus, it's fun. It is good fun.
He's not going to buy it yet, though, because he's saving up for the buyback as well. Even though he has quite a lot of gold, he doesn't have enough to buy the full Aghanims and the recipe to infuse it.
No, doesn't even have the full Aghanims yet. So, they will continue farming, but I mean, this really is luxury. He's basically, for all intents and purposes, 6-slotted. Yeah.
We are 1 hour in this game, and it can go in any direction. NIP,
really
they are 5k ahead, but they are playing versus a Morphling who can definitely just wipe their whole team out. Then again, we saw just how much Lina can do. However, in that last teamfight, we have to say that NIP were the ones defending the high ground, so they had perfect vision of Liquid. Liquid were approaching them from the low ground with no vision, trying to initiate on their axis, and then NIP were completely capable of just setting up the fight the way they wanted to. Hence, we saw a quadruple Laguna Blade, right? It might not happen the same way if Taiga is the one that initiates on Lina, gets her out of her comfort zone, you know, messes up with him, with Gunnar, so...
I don't know, like, Taiga jumping in, though, into the backlines like that. We've seen Boxy try, and it's never ended well for him. I can't see it ending much better for Tiger, even with the BKB.
Yeah, I thought BKB can help you out. You have Stampede from Centaur as well, too.
True, that does change how deep you can go. You can get away with much more now.
It's not even about you getting away. It's about just creating this distraction, this panic in the backlines of NIP, so that Morphling can turn into Gyro and do his business, right? That's what it's all about. It's not about you any longer. As an Earth Spirit position for your time to deal damage has passed.
And they go, they actually get the duel off this time. It's on to the Centaur. Boxy's being brought down pretty quickly. Here comes the Laguna Glade. And once again, they just let Boxy fall. Liquid, they're like, all right, guys, well done. You jumped our Centaur. Yeah. Goodbye, Boxy. I'm sorry.
Even Undying is level 25. PPD.
Oh, what's he
I don't know.
Yeah,
the last game when I saw him get to level 25 on an Undying, I can't remember when it happened the last time, but yeah, he must feel really good about this as he's invincible. He dies once, drops the tombstone, another one, feels good.
If you had a refresh that just refreshes your tombstone, it doesn't refresh your...
It refreshes everything.
But not your talent.
It doesn't.
No. You can't refresh talents, kids. Man, this game is just so tense. I can't even imagine what the teams must be feeling right now. And this is an important game for both teams, you know. These guys both really need a win to make it into upper bracket. Or, I mean, even not risk elimination.
Let's see. PPD is coming from behind.
PPD's just sprinting in. Kill me. I want to die. And they're going off onto the backlines. And once again, they managed to get the duel this time, though. They've managed to bring down the Earth Spirit. He is dropped like a stone. Koikva trying to fight up, though. He managed to find the static link. Gunnar is being focused down right now, but he's got that Aeon Death to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Skidder will bring down Insania on the backlines. But it's Gunnar who's on the run. He's getting stalked down slowly by the cause of Team Liquid. And in comes the Ethereal. And that will finish the job. Meanwhile, PPD dropped first on the backlines. Looks like he might be going Tiger. Tiger manages to slow him down. They've got the gyro. This is the big one, and the gyro is dropped. 125 seconds. PPD, nope, you cannot TP away from this one. He's going to get finished off as well. Tombstone for nothing, as Biva's got to be cautious.
They're buying back.
Here.
They're all coming back
into this one. They want to try and bring down Tiger. Tiger is going to be the focus right now as the Light Striker Ray comes down and they grab him. There is no Earth Spirit anymore. The punishment is there. And then they look.
Man, Beaver, he completely baited Taiga in. Taiga, he almost got him. He was like on 5% HP there on the Grimstroke, but everyone buybacks, Travels, Power Rangers, assemble. All of them go straight onto the Grimstroke, and they save him, but most importantly, they kill off Taiga, who has no buyback, and this is right now a huge advantage for NIP. However, you just used 4 buybacks.
Yes.
And that advantage...
it's not going to do much.
Yeah, you have one person more on the table, but if any one of your core dies, this could be just game instantly. Also, them fighting on the Liquid Shrine, it looked very brave. It looked like they had a plan. Double Laguna, double Abyssal, all that stuff looks awesome. However, you're still fighting on their shrine. So once they die, they just respawn, TP back in and take a good fight. There we go. Travels in.
Yeah, and if Liquid want to go for this one, I would be shocked, stunned, surprised, all of the above. They've played it so careful so far, and I see no reason for them to change that right now.
That's it. He turns into...
Wow, do you see the range on the static?
Yeah, exactly. He turns into Razor because of Aghanims and static links you from a mile away. It's just stupid good. Now he turns into...
Intriguing.
Koikwa goes in just to make them go away.
Yeah, Ice Blast coming through. 33 seconds. They might be able to delay it, so they get the duel off onto the Razor. Razor is being left for dead. In fact, it doesn't even last that long thanks to all the stairs prisons. And Mike's just in the middle. He's plowing down onto Gunnar. Gunnar might lose his life. He's gone. No buyback onto Gunnar as they focus down the tombstone as well. Koikva will get rid of it.
PPD.
Now pestering PPD and killing him off. That is a dead Undying. Roshan is being pinged. They could go for more here. 2 heroes dead without buyback on NIP.
you can go into the pit, finish off the Roshan, take Aegis, take Cheese, take Refresher, take Aghanim's, take everything away from NIP next.
This is looking like it might have been the final blow. Liquid, despite not having their Earth Spirit quite up, they still managed to delay just long enough, and they even given Aghanim's to Insania.
Yeah, some more damage, but most importantly, keeping that debuff on them.
Yes.
With the Aghanim's a bit longer is definitely going to come in handy. Mickey has that shard to work with now as well.
And the Ice Blast has been doing a fantastic job in these fights at stopping the healing coming through from the Satanic on the Gyrocopter. It's been absolutely huge for that.
You don't have Gunner. You don't have that Laguna Blade at all. It was you had problems taking down Mickey or anyone else on his team with 4 Laguna Blades. I'm not really certain they'll be able to do anything without them. Look, Mickey turns into the Centaur. Casual 5000 HP. Centaur hitting your axes. You can't defend it.
Yep, that's neat and cool. And down it goes. And now they look towards the tier 4s. NIP, they need...
Give him the retaliate stacks. Let's go.
What is this? Oh my god, Koikva's coming in as well with the double, but they get the double hexed off, but can they make a follow-up here? Scudder's going in deep, they've got the double duel as well, but they need the damage to follow up with Morphling. He's still alive. Can they bring him down in time? No, they cannot, and they turn it around, and the game is over. They will call it a great attempt there from NIP to try and come back into this one. They needed something. They needed for it to be absolutely perfect, but in the end, it is not quite enough. Liquid will take a well-deserved victory here in Game 1 in this best-of-2 series between Liquid and NIP.